So, hi everyone. Hopefully this is horizontal and it's not sideways, but whatever. Life ain't perfect, and that's going to have something to do with the message. So, I'm going to mute the TV in case it decides to unmute, although it would always have me in. I'm actually halfway through watching Good Will Hunting, which those of you will know if you've been tuning in to other messages. I've been wanting to watch over Christmas because it's one of my favourites, but I hadn't actually watched it in years, and I'm really glad I watched it. Well, it's kind of funny. I was going to be putting it on anyway because it's on my recordings, but I'm pretty sure I've got the DVD somewhere. But it was actually on the movie channel too, so I was like, right, totally. I'm being nudged to watch that, and I'm absolutely loving it. But because I'd loosely made a wee promise to myself more than anyone, but the spirit world, and well, new moon in Capricorn is about commitment, and it's about discipline, and it's about determination. It's about hard work, your career, your calling, and my mediumship's a very big part of that. So bear in mind when I'm talking about myself, think about where this could apply for you. Where are you committed, or where do you want to be more committed? Where are you disciplined? Where do you need to be more disciplined? Where are you dedicated? Where do you need to be more dedicated? Where do you need to be all of these things? I've known for a long time my mediumship was something I wanted to pay more attention to, 144, but actually, funnily enough, the twin flame path was pulling me that way for the past year, for obvious reasons. A lot of that was about my own healing, my own journey, healing and clearing my own throat chakra for things that I'd kept down for many, many years. In that way, anyway. Obviously, I'd been talking and sharing about the twin flame journey for, well, when it's personally 12 years and beyond. Consciously knowing it was twin flames from 12 years. And then when we're talking about with clients, it would be 7, 8 years, but to actually be talking about being a twin flame teacher, and that's all that I am, that's the only people that I help, that's the only people that come to me. And then obviously going into when I'm guided to how much I love my own twin flame. That was a big move for me. So, but again, I'm as used to it as I'm ever going to be, because that's been, it's been a year, and it's been over a year now. So it depends which way you look at it, because I started fully going in there in more detail, I'd say, from the February. So anyway, whatever, you know what I mean. And anyway, and it's not like it wasn't the first time I'd spoke about twin flames. I actually had sort of slipped it in there cheekily. Every now and again I would do star signings and I would home in on twin flames. So, for people that have got the eyes to see, I was slowly building up to it in small increments before I went full hog. But anyway, this is about the mediumship. So if you think about what I was just saying there, and anyway, by the way, if someone's new, I do mediumship Mondays on a Monday. This is only the second one, so it's a bit different from all the other stuff I do. So if you want to hang around and see if there's a message from the spirit world or your guides, I'm more homing in that it's your loved ones and spirit. But I did pick up a messages from the guides deck, so it makes me feel like there's messages from the guides, funnily enough. And then actually, look, the one on the top that I just turned around to see where they were is trust your intuition. So, look, someone's definitely been told trust your intuition and the future's in your hands. Like, basically, the future's in your hands. Like, doesn't matter what any medium, tarot reader, channeler, oracle, whatever anybody wants to call themselves. It depends which fucking day it is for me. Shaman, I never said that's what I am. And all the other things. Nothing's ever going to happen if you don't do anything about it and set your intentions. Well, we're coming out of it, but we're in the new moon in Capricorn energy. So it's not too late to set your intentions. Not too late to do something about your intentions for whoever that's for. Anyway, I'll shuffle them. I'll shuffle them when and if I'm guided to, because I only wanted to use the cards if they guided me to it, but that must be an important collective message there. But yeah, it's about take your time and build up to something. And there's a time and place for everything under the sun. Okay, so I'm very chill if you hadn't. So I don't know how long this is going to be. We'll just go with the flow, because I do actually want to get back to watching that film, but I'm in no rush, and I hope you're all having a lovely Boxing Day. If you're watching this in real time or near enough real time, if you're watching this at some other time, nowhere near Christmas. By the way, I've always got the fairy lights on that tree over there. I'm looking at my actual Christmas tree. I could have actually, maybe I should have directed there's no coulda, shoulda, woulda, because my Christmas tree does look very, I kind of want to do that now, you know. Anyway, it still looks Christmas. My Christmas tree is rather beautiful, but we'll leave it how it is. And this is, if you're wondering what the pink tent is, that is, that's for my nieces, so, and my friend's wee girl when she's right, but right, anyway. It's quite cool that it goes with the card. The future's in your hand. Right, so what have we got? I've got a wee bit of paper and a pen here, so I'm going to just sit and connect and see who wants to come through. I've got a feeling it might have, I might pick bits out of the film that, the Good Will Hunting, or another film that I watched which was about love and decisions, and two options as well, actually. Do I go this way or that way? Being pulled back to the past, or moving forward courageously with where your heart is being pulled. The future's in your hands. Yeah, there's probably is going to be something there. So, and with that, it wasn't that simple. I did channel about that earlier, actually. I don't know, I need to watch that one back to see what that was all about. But it wasn't as easy as it sounds there. It was very much that film that I watched. It was like everyone was actually really lovely people, but something just wasn't for someone anymore. So I got the feeling they were telling me about someone that's in a situation, we'll take gender out of it, but a divine masculine energy that's in a situation where it's really difficult, because wherever he wants to go, the twin flame is a lovely person, but wherever he is an equally lovely person. And then it just comes down to, but where do you want to be? And nobody can tell you that. They can tell you who they think you should be with, but it's about, where do you want to be? And that's, again, they're pulling me wide. Always, what's just fell out there? The earth is our school. Makes sense of what I'm saying, and it's I'm gonna just pop them down there like that when I'm talking. I think they're just gonna make me pull cards as I'm channeling. So this may just be a message from our collective guides and spirit in general tonight. Yeah, I'll go with the flow, actually. If I love when spirit pops in, they do, but it's about, that's why, yeah, they're getting me to say, oh, fuck, that's why I'm mentioning the film. Yeah, because that's why I always stress about counselling. Yes, obviously, because I am a counsellor, but I stress counselling because I had a counsellor for 7 years. 7 years could be significant here, because I'm just noticing you can't see it, and that means something, but I can see that there's a 7 on the top. So I feel 7 years is significant. 7 years is a karmic cycle. So I feel someone's been in a karmic cycle of learning. The earth is our school. But you've learned the lessons you're meant to learn, and now you're meant to utilise something. Is that true? Let's cut the deck. Yeah, understand your body, but I feel that's about someone's stress levels. Like, someone's stressed, from a situation, live your bliss, and now it's time for them to follow their bliss and follow the golden rule. Now, this is for a reason, because I don't know where the book is that I just got this. I should know. I don't know where the box is, but it's like I throw away the boxes and the books. I don't literally throw them away, but I always say this, that a medium had told me, oh God, what would it be now, 12 years ago or something? She said, throw away the boxes and the books because they hold you back. Like your gift is, a rule unto itself. Something like that. I made up the rule unto itself. Well, I don't know. She did say something like that, but that's because I'm holding that card. But it's something like throw away the rule book for whatever is the rules for someone else. Follow the golden rule. And again, I don't know what he means. I don't know what the golden rule is. What's your golden rule? Be different for everyone, like I think that's got to do with your morals and your values. And that's what they're getting me to say, is it's like, I'd love to be like, oh, everybody, trust your intuition. Oh yeah, because that is, yeah, trust your intuition. Again, it's something that, yes, I will say it when it's relevant or when it's written on a card, but being a counsellor / therapist, whatever, whatever part of the world you're in, whatever you call it, it is easier said than done, because if you have been surrounded by gaslight and narcissists, people that have made you second guess yourself and your own feelings, thoughts, whatever, you can really be in quite a tangled up place and not knowing what your intuition's telling you is what Spirit are saying to me. And so you don't know what the best thing to do for the future is. But in order to follow your bliss, as Joseph Campbell would say, follow your bliss, that's something you can't get wrong. It's where your happiness lies, as their pulling mate of love dwells here on the candle. And that's, again, although I'm only halfway through it, is one of my favourites. But yeah, I love it. It's funny, I don't know if anyone else has that, but I'm sure I know you. But it'll be like, even when a film is one of my ones that I love, sometimes I forgot. Like I totally forgot. I did briefly remember there was some sort of genius part of him, but I can feel him being told as well. It's like either this is you or it's your divine masculine, but I would say it's all divine. It's like there's something, you've got some hidden talent that you either don't allow anyone to see, or you don't see it as that because nobody's ever nurtured it. Again, another good reason to see a counsellor, or a counsellor, shaman, Reiki master, all the things I am, hypnotherapist, especially because I can plant the seed to get to believe in yourself. But it's a strong message coming through that there's something special about you or your twin, in truth, both of you. And I do feel it's the love that inspires it. And I mean, of course, I know that this is true for twin flames, because I've been helping twin flames for, like I say, seven years with having crystal clear visions, and really before that, and I wouldn't have even realised, And then there'll be other things, really. Again, when I watch the rest of the film, it'll be when I channel, whenever I go back to doing the collective message. I know it's going to have something, but I can tell that's what I was already getting a picture of. It's like there's just not a lot of confidence around that unique part of you, because this is what, again, lots of you know that people watching this will be like, I know that because actually that's what Claire's supported or still supports me with. The amount of people that I've helped. This bit isn't about me tooting my own horn. It is just it is just the truth that I'm very proud of. But it's also, this feels really personal to me too, because I've been psychic my whole life, but until I really picked up those cards and went for it in front of a whole load of people, I didn't realise how talented I was going to be at doing what I do, And again, whether you call it a talent or just the fact that I'm crazy enough to just be so open, 1441 though it is my twin flame path, that I just let them talk through me, and I can, I'm very good at interpreting. and I've done enough clearing and healing work that there's, you know, it's not that I've not got any blockages of my own, but because I'm always constantly scanning to face up to that when I need to, I am a very clear channel, and I've worked very, 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 very hard, still do, still will, till the day I die. Not many can say that. So I feel someone else is going to connect with that too. But yeah, you see what I mean? It's like if I'm saying that I, to a certain extent, hid my gifts. Obviously not for a long time now, because I've had crystal clear visions for it'll be, well, it's 7.5 years actually, because it's the summer solstice is my, when I sort of outed myself, although loads of people in my life knew how psychic I was. Like I say, loads of close people didn't know how psychic I was, and to the extent, I'm just laughing at the futures in your hat, the crystal ball thing. It's so funny that, again, this is what, see when I do readings in person or online, when I used to set up the table in the shop that I worked in, when I first started doing that in the crystal shop, and I'd put all these crystals here too, all of that means something, all the shit that I put on the table. And sometimes it could take me 30 minutes to prepare, whether it's actually in person or online, because I do that online. I don't tend to do it as much anymore. I do for my chakra soul empowerment reading. That's the one that's quite a big investment, and it's over a few sessions now, but all the stuff that I lay about me has meaning. So even if it's just one thing, but this is going to have a lot of meaning for different reasons for different people. But I could see why that's got meaning for me. It was like, I made a decision that day when I was asked to read cards in the shop. I could have been like, oh no, I'm not good enough, you know. But I decided, fuck it, let's go. Oh, look at that, it moved when I said that. It's because the window's open behind it, logically, but that was interesting timing. So, right, where are we going now? They're telling me there's someone that wants to talk, so I'm gonna, in the spirit world, for someone out there. So, again, I'm not going to focus so much on who this is for. You can let me know that. And thank you for those of you that have. Again, I would prefer it if you put it in the comments of the video so that people can I suppose get a bit of hope and belief that this is real for them, for whenever their loved one, the ones that, you know, people that tune into me do get this, but for the ones that don't, and it helps the spirit world congregate and kind of come around for me doing this on a Monday, you know what I mean? But obviously but again, it's I can't demand that. I'm not going to stop it if people don't. But it's just for it would be good if some of the private stuff does come out in the open, you know what I mean? When it's not like a real necessity for it to be private. So if you don't mind saying, even if it's just none of these are your messages and you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate that. So I'm asking you, but you can do you. Again, if it is really private and for whatever reason, if I start talking about love and you're still in a relationship of any kind, and it's a bit risque or for whatever reason, then, you know, drop me an email, because it's just good to get the confirmation of what I was picking up on. But anyway, let's see what we got here. I'm being told to pull 3 cards, and I'm going to ask whoever to talk through me. So I feel like there are going to be, I feel like I'm going to channel some people's, I might be, I was about to say I might be wrong, but you can't be wrong about that. Like when I've opened the space like this, so somebody feels like I might be, what if I'm wrong? I might be wrong. What feels about rejection. I feel because what I was going to say is I feel I'm going to channel some people's twin flames. So obviously that's people that are, well, it might be people's twin flames in the spirit world, but I feel, you know, that's people that are alive rather than the, but anyway. But that's someone's anyway coming through. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? Because that's the bit, you know, it's funny that I watched the breakdown of that therapist, or whatever that guy does, it was brilliant. But, you know, when he broke down the film, and now I'm halfway through watching it, because, you know, the bit where he phones her in the rain, you know, he phones her, and he just phones her and he hangs up, and that's equivalent to somebody writing a message and then not sending it, or picking up the phone to phone you and fuck, I'm going to do it, and they don't do it, and the future's in your hands. You know, every decision that you make, it's like sliding doors. Every decision you make, time is passing. And then although they say that, that it's like, you know, everything happens for a reason, and what's for you won't go past you. It's like they were talking to me earlier. It kind of reminds me of when I've either spoke to people that that's happened to, or that with twin flames, it's that crazy that it's like, you know, a lot of people think, oh, it's a done deal if somebody marries somebody else, or if that's happening right now, or whatever. But it doesn't necessarily mean that. A lot of the time for twin flames, if it does go that way, what it means is it's still part of the running into someone's arms, granted, else's arms to distract you, but it's like, in those dynamics, my feeling would be it would still be someone would realise it much later on in life, which is a shame, but it will be some people's past. And the reason why they're getting me to say that, the reason how I know that is true, well, I know it's true anyway from my experience, but it's the fact that I was watching When Harry Met Sally last night. Again, it was on the TV, another one of my favourites. But I mean, look at that. Like, what I love about that film is all the old people talking about how they met and that. And one, I was like, I had to rewind it, because I was like, what? You know, people think it's crazy when you've been in separation 10 years and even 20 years. But there's a couple on that, the best of my knowledge, well, they're true stories. You can tell they're true. Like the bits where the old people are like, we met, you know, it was like one minute it's like they've known each other when they were 16, or, you know, teenagers. And then they don't see each other for like, I think it was like 35 years, 34 years, something like that. And then you think, fucking hell. And then, you know, so they've only had 10 years. Well, I mean, well, now that's an old thing. They're probably, well, they'll definitely be in spirit, because they were old people anyway. But you know what I'm saying? It just kind of shows you that, like, there's no, when it's love, it's love. And time doesn't exist. And that's very much for twin flames. Yeah, but anyway, and then when Harry Met Sally too, you know, like, spoiler alert, but it is like, you know, they meet and they kind of rub each other up the wrong way, and then they don't see each other for years, and then, you know, and then they meet and they decide to become friends, and blah blah blah. You know, watch it if you're led to, if you haven't seen it, because that is great. But it's the fact that, you know, it takes both of them so long to admit their feelings for each other, and it's pride and ego for both that are getting in the way, because I mean, they actually marry other. Wait a minute, does she? He gets, that's it. He gets married, and then breaks up, and then that's actually when and then that's when he meets her, and then she. I don't think she has been married, but either way, it doesn't matter. It's just they're demonstrating the point that it's like, even that, you know, that didn't. It's not even a factor. Like the way they portray it in the film is, it's like a fucking. It's not even a factor in it, and it's getting it across. It's like, it just doesn't matter. Like, marriages. What are they saying to me now? It's like, marriage does matter, yes, but when you've got people that get into marriage through pressure of other people, and that's why it's so important to have good counselling, so that you know that you're choosing something because you're choosing it, and not because you're feeling pressure, either because people just think, oh, that's the person you're meant to be with, or, oh, you've got that person pregnant, so the next natural thing is you do that. It's like, you know, because it's, again, that's going to be relevant for a lot of people. I've helped loads of people in these situations. Nothing can stop the love. That's what it's about. Okay, that was a bit heavy. Right, okay, 3 cards. Remember me by the happy memories we created. So somebody's loved one in spirits want to say that, and I don't know who it is yet, but also think about how that fits with what I was saying. When you've created happy memories with someone, and when it's a twin flame, which I can feel this is what it's about. That's what the, oh god, yeah, because that's the bit that I've got in that film. It's the fact that some people are so afraid of ruining the perfect happy memories and making it real that they just stay in that. That is what divine masculines do. I feel healthy and happy. One more. And it's about the futures in your hands, right? Tying this all together again. I know it's like it goes here, there, and everywhere. The ping pong when I'm, but anyway, whatever. It'll make sense here. It's about the futures in your hands, and if you don't want it to be like the kind of twin flame union where you do come into union with your twin, but it's actually long after either the both of you or someone's married someone else and had a couple of kids, you know, and it's like you get together in later life like those older couples. So that is for someone, and maybe that is just your path if you're listening to this. But I feel that's what they're saying. It's like the future's in your hands. I will always point you in the right direction. And whoever this is, I'm not going to pull any more. Life is, oh my god, life is a series of choices. Choose love. It's whoever's loved one in spirit. It's you're never alone. Someone feels alone out there. A lot of people. I'm just going to tune in with this. It's like, and there's something about today's date because they got me to do that for a reason. Because I just got drawn to 26 minutes something. It was 26 minutes something seconds. And it's 26th of December. So there's something to, oh my god, that, wait a minute, that is really clever. There's something really significant about Boxing Day for someone watching this. Because the film I watched today was called Boxing Day, which is obviously why they put it on the day, but you know what I mean? It's so I again don't know who that's for, but there's something significant about Boxing Day. It could be, and it could even be that something happens on Boxing Day for someone like this year, 2022. But the film was made in last year, 2021. So I'm just chucking out all the things that could be relevant here. But I feel I'm connecting with someone in the spirit world. For someone watching this, that there's a lot of happy memories from the past. And someone that died of a slowly deteriorating illness. I feel it's cancer. Because it's like with it, I feel healthy and happy. It's like this guy, I think this is what I feel. This guy's wanting to be like, look, don't worry about me. I'm feeling great now. And I'm trying to point you in the right direction. And I'll always do that. And you're not alone. But I'm trying to help you with your choices about love. Right? What else do we need to hear? I'm going to ask, I feel this is a man, so I'm going to ask this man for some significant memory that would mean something to whoever this is for. Yeah, there's some significant memory to do with Christmas, or it might specifically be Boxing Day, because I'm being pulled to like a reindeer thing now. Yeah, he's pulled me to wishing you a Merry Christmas. I mean, obviously he is just wishing whoever this is for, a Merry Christmas. Give me something specific. Right. Oh my god, okay. Right, it's so funny when they use stuff on my own. I know for a fact, right, I just closed my eyes and I was looking up to the ceiling and I was being told it's like, whoever this is for, you had a drunken bonding moment with this friend about the person you've got feelings for, who's your twin flame. And as I opened my eyes, I looked at the time and it was 30 minutes. So there might be a significance about, I feel it's the age 30. It might be that there's a significant revelation or something significant happened in your life around the age of 30. Or there's a significance with this man and something to do with 30. It's something like that. But I was being shown when I was having a drunken conversation about, well, it was more I was listening to the person that was pouring their heart out to me, and the person that was pouring their heart out to me was telling me something about like deeper feelings for someone that they really it's kind of, I'm going to say, shouldn't have, because they already had children and a boyfriend kind of thing, but or a child, something like that. And it's like, but she was like confiding in me about, there's always been this sort of thing with me and such and such. And again, it's because people feel safe with me. So when I don't, necessarily know someone that well, or when I know somebody well, people do that. So I'm used to that. But I feel I was being shown that for a reason, because it's like, yeah, we were both really, really drunk, and it was the end of a night, and we were kind of, I seem to remember, I think it might have been this time of year as well. Like it was cold anyway. That's what I'm going to say. It was very cold, and I feel this person felt very safe because it's the love of spirit, that people just feel around me. And yeah. And it's in this particular case, it's like what I'm being told is, that person never disclosed their feelings to the one she had feelings for. And so, and again, this isn't like a close friend or anything, it was just the way that, life happens sometimes, where I'd ended up kind of bonding with somebody. But it's like, yeah, I know that she never disclosed her feelings for this guy, because she just obviously felt it wasn't appropriate with having kids with someone else, even though I know for a fact that that person was really not very nice, because I know, because she told me so, you know what I mean? It's a bit blah blah blah. It's like somebody might have a kid or kids to someone, but they're a really horrible person. And here's this person telling me that, she's got feelings for this guy, and pretty sure that guy's got feelings for her, but they hadn't done anything about it. And then, like I say, all I know is that nothing can be done about that now. Because the guy's in spirit. So I mean, it's pretty fucking drastic to get the point across, isn't it? But it's like, to bring it back to this, but I feel whoever I'm talking to now, it's like, he showed me having that bonding session with that girl, and the fact that, like, and it's the fact that we, that guy's in spirit, so that was always going to happen. But it's the fact that, how sad that, She might have even had like a year of happiness or 6 months of happiness with him before he went to spirit. And she would have lifted something off of her part, even if, you know, sadly she wouldn't have, you know, been one forever. But it's just they are just sort of pulling me to that as like not having regrets. And the thing I always think about is like, I'm just really glad that that person found peace by getting it off of their chest to me, you know. But yeah, I feel like this guy showed me this because it's like you, the person watching this, had a bonding session with him at Christmas, one drunken Christmas. And they're pulling me at the Wicker Park DVD. And I feel it's quite funny because the way it's sitting, it's like Wicker Park and it's got grease on top of it. And I always say that about like with Twin Flames, it's like Danny and Sandy floating off in the car is like Twin Flame Ascension, like getting away from it all. But with Wicker Park, there's a lot of head fuckery and there's people meddling, and one person in particular who is in love with the male lead keeps her friend in inverted commas, away from him because she's in love with him. So it's like I can feel this man is telling me right now that it's like there has been a lot of mind games and gossip and lies told to keep you and this person apart. That's what I'm being told. And obviously from spirit, this guy can see that, and he's always pointing you in the right direction or trying to. But ultimately, it is, you know, you get to make the decisions for your own life. But why were you showing me that you were? But what again, this is what I mean. This is I'm just a bit. I don't know what it was that you would have said to this man at Christmas, when drunken Christmas. But I feel it would have been Boxing Day, and you would know instantly what this is about. I almost want to go and pick those cards up for there. So I remember every detail of that day. But so whoever that's for, you're going to know. And my eyes did just get drawn to 37. So 37 may be your age, or of course it could be a man's age, or it could have been what age they would be if they were alive. And that is going to make sense because there's quite a few of you that were born the same year as my twin, which would make you 37. Yeah, so I'm just asking what else is specific about that. So yeah, it's a memory around Christmas where you have told your deeper feelings about your twin to your friend, and only you and him know what you said. And unfortunately, this friend is in spirit because he's taught me from spirit. And I'm being drawn to remember me by the happy memories we created. So again, there's something funny happened as well. And I do feel this friend tried to get you to do something. That's what it is. The friend tried to get you to do something towards your love interest, like the twin, who you may, again, I'm saying twin, you may not have, I definitely feel you didn't know how strong a bond this was. You just knew that you wanted to contact this person you had a strong connection with, who you now have realised is your twin. Right, we're going to move on from this now, but this is what I mean, so let's just let this guy say one more thing back. Oh God. Death is an illusion. I feel this friend, right, is just wanting to, you're never alone. It's like confirming what someone's been asking. I feel someone in the dark night soul's talking to their friend, and the friend is answering them through me. That's what I feel. Give without expectation. And what I'm feeling here is it's like there's something that you So I'm speaking to one of the divine masculine men out there, definitely. Or it could be like, say, the weirdness of this could make sense with people. It's like you want to give either something or, like, you know, your love. But it's hard because it's like, what I'm being told is it's like, you want to give your love and you want to know that there is, that you can be caught as well. You want to know that you are never going to feel alone from that moment. Calm is not a weakness. And it's like this person in spirit, your friend, I feel, or it's a male anyway, like, would have been able to calm you down about it. Even if it was like calming you down, encouraging you to do something about the person you want to do something about, or calming you down, distracting you, they had a calming effect on you. Which it was only when they passed that you're like, I have an attitude of gratitude, like that you realised that. And it's like thoughts create your reality. It's like this friend is wanting you to realise that the future is in your hands and you can do something about this. So whatever it was he said to you that night still stands. And I don't know what that was because he's not telling me, he's just telling me to say that. Feel joy in all you do. And it's interesting because I did pick up this word earlier when I was tidying up. And it's play. And if you think about it, what do kids do? Well, adults do, but what do kids do on Boxing Day? They play with their toys, right? And look, it's got two wee people playing. I was waiting to see if it was, I was looking to see if it was like a boy and a girl. It doesn't really matter because you don't get same sex couples, but it's like, and look what I just said, sex. It's like, that's what I was thinking too. It's like, if you were in love with someone, you'd spend, you know, Boxing Day playing, another kind of playing, but it's like, feel joy in all you do, play. It's like, I feel someone's had a, and this one of these dice just fell on the floor. What foods do you like? You'd be eating your favourite foods. Who's your role model? Again, I feel this is someone's close friend in spirit. Although he's laughing, saying, I don't think I'd be a role model. What? Oh my God. What's your happiest memory? And see, I feel this is a happy memory for someone. If you were going to the moon, what would you take? Name a movie you like. I'm talking about movies anyway. That just fell on the floor, so it does mean something. What else do I want to say? This is like one person's like dominated this, but it feels important, but that's fine. But I want to get back to this film. This is what I mean. I feel whoever's friend this is, right? It's a really important message. So I don't mind just this taking it. If anyway, whoever's meant to see it will see it. But the fact that I'm about to go back and watch the rest of Good Will Hunting, and I'm actually going to eat my favourite foods and just pick out. I've not got to that bit yet, but I know because I saw it in the clip, and I know because it's one of my favourites, is his best friend basically says, I'll never forgive you if you don't go and get her. Because I think he actually has to move away and leave where he's from, you know, because I think she was moving away. She moves away somewhere, like she goes away on a plane. So he has to. And again, it's as a result of the therapy that helped him realise what he really wants, and he doesn't stay in his comfort zone. Right, okay. And what this friend is saying to me is, if I was still alive, I would be doing what that friend does in that film. I would be telling you to go after her. Lead by example. Appreciate your talent. See, I told you this is there's a bit of everything in this, but that's what they were saying to me, because in that film, he's exceptionally intelligent. He's solving maths equations, but he's the janitor. It's a little bit like what they're saying to me. It's a little bit like when I was like, because I've always been a powerful healer, but I was little little known to the people in the children's cancer ward that I worked in. Although the children did notice about me and the parents. And actually, so did some of the other people that worked there. But anyway, it's, you know, I was very shy, very quiet, going in there, doing my thing, cleaning the toys a lot. So, you know what I mean? I was a play assistant doing the play therapist job that got paid a lot more money. But what the point is, I was a lone ranger. But what made me love the job was connecting with the people, you know, listening to the children, playing with the children, listening to the parents. But I was healing them, you know. I was healing them, and my throat chakra just got a bit clogged up when I said that. And it's like people did start to notice my healing talent, you know, my gift. They did start to notice that children that weren't connecting with the psychologist were connecting with me. They were noticing that people that, you know, weren't, the kids that weren't calming down when they were getting the IV or injection or whatever, you know, was causing discomfort, you know, they would calm down for me. They weren't calming down for the nurse or the doctor or even their parents. You know, this is the kind of connections that I had with some people. And I'm going to try and wrap this up actually, because now I'm being spoken to about a happy memory that I created. And it's flooding me actually. It's a really lovely memory, but I'm not going to, that's not one of my personal memories. But I was just being myself. Be yourself. And this is what I mean. It's like somebody's hiding who they really are. And yeah, a lot of the love stuff has come through here, but it's like there's a talent there. There's a talent that someone is not sharing. And again, I'm being told it is actually inspired by the love. Whether it's art, some kind of writing, poetry, stories. And this is all stuff I've helped everyone with over the years, by the way. That's what I got to earlier, and then they pulled me away from it. And that's why they've got me to watch Good Will Hunting, because again, it's like, although there's the love is a bit of a focus, the focus of that film really is about the power of therapy. And if he hadn't have had those 8 sessions with that therapist, there's absolutely no way he would have went after that girl. I'm certain of it. I mean, I know it's just a film, but it's yeah. And it actually really makes me appreciate all the years of therapy that I had, because okay, I don't want to go too close to that again, but they are guiding me to it, is that, you know, my counsellor did used to say, whenever she felt it was going to land right, she did always used to say, like, is there any way that you could just text them? And I'd always be like, nah, it's not, like, it's not the right timing, or it's not appropriate, you know what I mean? Like, just and again, that's my values and morals and everything. And also just, you know, I would always be like, well, he knows where I am. If he wanted to talk to me, he would. And I do feel that does have a lot to do with it. But at the same time, this still applies. The future's in your hands. And I feel the twins that I'm talking to are actually the ones that were asleep. So therefore, awakening now, you're like, wow, I did have a lot of happy memories with that person. And they've inspired me to change, and this talent is building in me. Look at the card moving. The card was moving when I said that. Right, okay. It's yeah. Anyway, I need to pee now, but it is. That's what I'm being told here. Is it's like, because in that film he didn't reach his full potential and chase after this really. I was going to say the love of his life, but we don't know that because, you know, the film ends. But it's like chase after a really exciting, what looks like, yeah, true love, because he realised that he was worthy of it. and that he did deserve it. But that wouldn't have happened if he hadn't have sought the help. Which, remember, he was forced into that. So there's something in that too. That what a blessing, that although that is just a made up film, it will be very likened to a lot of people's lives, where if you went through feeling like you're not good enough, being told you're not good enough in some people's experiences, or even if it's not directly, indirectly feeling, people make you feel like you're not deserving of that kind of love, or showing off your talents, it would take a shitload to convince you that you are. And so there's something to do with that, like the fact that it's like he meets her and she recognises his intelligence, as well as just loving him for being himself. And then again, the film ends, you know, he's away to, I've said that the other day, but it's like he goes to go and get her, but it's the fact that he's going to take a risk. Because again, like, we know it's not going to end like that, but she might tell him to piss off because she's already met somebody else as soon as she got off the plane. But it's not going to be that, guys. But I'm just saying, like, to be a realist here. But we know with twin flames it's not that, right? What else do you need to say? Because I need to go for a pee, but I've actually, that guy coming through and saying that was really... They've just pulled me a quote that says, not sharing is not caring. Not sharing is not caring, do you know what I mean? Like, so again, it's somebody holding back their feelings about how happy someone has made them. Inspire others. And it's going to inspire others. The story that comes about when you come forward with your feelings. Your beliefs are right for you. And the way that you've done it is the way you were meant to do it. Don't judge how everything's unfolded. You're here to be of service. Right now you're going on a journey within and you're taking responsibility for your actions. Oh look, right, somebody's trying really hard to get this message, so it has to go out. You're never alone. Right next to you're never alone. So that can be the thumbnail. You're never alone. This friend is still a friend in spirit, or a best friend. And you know your truth. And you know that you have value, because everyone has value. You need to let go of the ego. And you know what? This is about a masculine. This is what all masculines need to do, but this is a masculine that needs to let go of ego, release toxic relationships, and lead by example. This is a masculine that needs to step up for other masculines and know that abundance is your birthright, meaning your happiness as well. Never judge another, including yourself. Choose love over fear. Share your feelings. I feel you already asked for guidance and this is coming through. I'm delivering it. And focus on the positive in this situation. Right, I'm not going to pull any more of them, but is there another deck about here? Right, so this is what it was. It wasn't kind of like, you know, a queue of loved ones in spirit. It was someone's in particular. Sometimes it's going to be like that. Right, they're telling me to go. I thought that. They're telling me to get the love cards because it was about somebody going for it. Right, I mean, okay, so it's all sort of making sense because the film I watched earlier that was called Boxing Day, right, it was about like two people that have known each other. I'm talking like since kids, like in nappies, right, and you think they're going to end up together and they don't, spoiler alert, right, but this is going to have meaning. You and I were too young. This also, I feel, could be, well, it's not actually, it's definitely the friend saying to you, you and I were too young and we weren't doing anything about the connections that we should have and could have, because we thought we had all the time in the world. And remember, this guy's talking from spirit. And these are the men I do tend to connect with. I've got a lot of guys in spirit that either took their own life or passed in some other way that come through and talk like this. And here's a card that was hidden. I will wait for a sign from you. I feel like this is a sign to someone's masculine. Like someone's delivering this. But anyway, I'm shuffling these cards. Let's see what comes out of these. Shuffle on camera. And then I'm going to end it at... What else do you want to say before I go? What does this masculine need to know? Serendipity. Now, serendipity is one of my favourite words, and it means a happy accident. And I feel it's the way in which you fell in love with someone from your past was a happy... You didn't intend to fall in love with this person. And I don't think they intended to fall in love with you. But you did, the divine feminine, but you did. And that's this truth that this person can see from spirit. And so he's trying his best to resolve the conflict. And look, see, the woman's... I do feel this divine feminine would be similar to myself. Like, you know, sending healing to her twin, but also healing lots of divine masculines in this place. Which is why I'm saying this is one... Well, it feels like it's one person's message. It's going to make sense a lot. Like empathy, compassion, understand, love. Because think about it, that's what, in Goodwill Hunting, although they don't know each other very well, that girl keeps... She wants to give him a lot of love. I've not even got to the heavy bits. I've not even got to any of the heavy... You know, I've not... They're just getting to know each other. I've not even got to that bit. So it's... I'll be channeling about that in the next video. But it's like... She's still open to this. But look, he's asleep. That really means something. He's asleep. So if you're watching this, I feel this is part of you waking up to your abundance. And to look, dating, and I just said they're dating, they're having fun. It's not got to the heavy bit yet. It's like in the fact that you are worthy of making an offer to someone you want to. Because you are compatible. And your light shines just as bright as your divine feminine. I feel it is because it's like you put your divine feminine on a pedestal, and that's what divine masculines do. Divine feminines and divine masculines do that to each other. And it is just really, it's like what the therapist says in that film to Matt Damon is, you know, something along the lines of like, you need to stop. Like, because he's just hiding himself away, reading all these books and not experiencing life and putting himself out in the line. And it's funny because I never mind the divine masculine. I actually, when I thought about it after I channeled it and I watched it back, I thought, God, I can actually see myself in what I've said there too. Because it's like how I heal everyone with their love lives, but I've been single for 20 years. Obviously, we know the story of why that's been. It was my life purpose, it was my path. I just saw a card that said life purpose, that's why I said that. And that's why you never judge another's path. And my God, people have judged mine and still will. You know, feeling that I should have settled down by now and had a couple of kids. But you've got to do what feels natural to you. Sexuality. And it's kind of like when I've said, but I can't force myself to even, never mind settle down, have a couple of kids and marry someone. Like, I can't force myself to have sex with someone when I'm intensely desiring my twin. Because I'm out of that. The distorted feminine would do that. They would get under someone to get over someone. And it doesn't mean they're bad. But they'd be, and I pulled that in reverse, they're just running from intimacy. and running from that. But that's what true twins want with their twin. And if you're not getting that with your twin, like, you know, you honour your sacred sexuality until that moment comes. Creativity, but you see creativity, but look, it's two people together. I feel it's like it's the gifts unfolding for twins when they're together, and this man that I'm picking up will be able to explore his own unique creativity, which is inspired by the love. Right, I'm going to pee myself, so it looks the love and the sex, basically, you know, love and sex and magic. But it's true, it's like, you know, like that's a lotus flower, but it's like, it's something to do with shag union, as Michelle called it. The sexual union is going to bring about a lot of inspiration and bring this masculine out of being the distorted masculine into connection. Right, I'm going to end it now because it's like that dude on the other side's telling me boundaries. He's telling me to go for a pee. I'm not even joking, he is. Right, anyway, that felt really special. I'm going to watch it back, but like I've said before, it's meant to make sense to who it's meant to be for. So, but it felt really lovely. And I'm sending you all the love and healing from this man in spirit. And yeah, I'm wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. But he is pulling my eyes to this card now. 2 cups. Found it when I was tidying up. Ultimately, that is true love. It's never been able to get over someone because it's true love. So if this is you, you know, don't be the person that's never does anything about it. But ultimately, the future's in your hands. We can have things like this that deliver us a message, and then we can just crack on with our day and fall back into our comfort zone and choose fear over love. But the card says choose love over fear. Whatever that means to anyone. Right, I'm going now. Going for a pee. Love yous, and I'll see you next Monday. So keep putting out your thoughts to the spirit world, because you never know, you might be like this guy and hog the whole thing. Or, you know, you might get a wee short burst that I say something, one word that means everything to you. I don't know. I'm leaving it open. See you later. And you stay open-minded too.